Now we're taking a look at the Anycubic Photon P1 Max, and this is one of the largest resin printers that we review on the channel. It's actually one of the best looking too. And so you have a couple things going on here, right? There is a P1 that was the previous generation, and now this is the P1 Max, just a larger size. This has a 12K resolution. I'm going to open this up so you can see how big this plate is. This is large. So we're having a lot of fun with this one. So the build volume is 18.3 liters, right? So this is going to be able to hold a lot of resin. The printing size actually happens to be 285.5 by 214 by 300 millimeters. So that is almost as large as some of the large printers that we have here on scale when you look at the size of the print bed that you have there. This is obviously something that you can access via remote, via the app, and you have a remote camera monitoring as well. The camera is something that I would say, probably could use some help, but this is, again, 14 inches is what you're seeing here, 14 inches. And again, that's going to give you some great capacity when it comes to, again, your printing capabilities. Now, there's a lot of things that I just want to highlight. We're going to get a little bit closer, and so you can see more about that, and then also what's going on here inside the printer. So first of all, very large and generous touchscreen, right? You have over here on the side, you have your USB port. I wish they started moving over to USB-C as well. USB-A, okay, I can deal with it, but I think USB-C is something that I use more around the house. And then you have a really nice touchscreen. We'll go and get into the touchscreen in a couple seconds. Let's talk about the VAT, and then we'll look at other aspects of this printer. Now, this is one of the largest print areas that we've had in any resin printer, if not the largest. A couple things you have. First of all, we'll go ahead and open this up on the sides. The cool thing about this is that the releases are very secure, and if you ever forget to close it, the actual door will not close because of the VAT being open. So that's something that I'll highlight. It does make a squeaky noise that kind of drives me a little bit crazy, but that's okay. The actual lid itself can be removed. So it has 4 screws on the sides that you can remove, and you can use this as something that you just put on and remove off. The actual, again, resin tray here is large, as I mentioned, but it also, I'll flip this over, has a heating element, right? So you can use this to heat things up. And this is important to me, especially in Chicago. I run my printers in my garage, and while it's warm, having warm resin is really important to me because of the temperature shifts that we have here. Now, you do have a screen protector, and you have, this is kind of like bubbled. It's not completely flat, which is supposed to help with the actual release of materials, right? So right now, you'll notice that it looks like it has all these little bubbles, little dots here, and that's because it's not flat, which is supposed to help, again, as you put things on the print surface, it's not going to stick as hard as it typically would, especially as you start dealing with, again, resin. I have gone through my fair share of these, and I appreciate having that technology there. You also then have a camera here, and this camera is very functional. It's not the highest resolution camera, but I would say that, given where we are in the printers, Anycubic is not the only one. I've seen, Bamboo. I wish the cameras were better. I also wish that the Q2, or actually not the Q2, but now the Q4 Max had a better one. Anycubic. There's the S1 Max as well. I just wish these were upgraded so that you had higher resolution, but this is definitely something that's workable. Now, you'll also notice that you do have a spout here, so when you're pouring out film, the actual resin, you can get that out really nicely. Now, the cool thing about this is that this stuff is going to fall in place. You don't have to worry about making sure that you have that right, because it won't lock unless it's there in place. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tilt up for a second so that we can see the actual build plate. This is one of the largest build plates and the heaviest build plate that we've worked with in a long time. I'm going to bring it over with 2 hands, and I just want to show you how large this guy is. All right, this is what we're talking about, that 14 inches. Super duper large build surface, and again, you can see right there the actual dimensions again that we were talking about. Now, when you remove this, one of the things that you could do is you can actually place it right here. So it has kind of like this little groove on the actual print area that let me go ahead and turn down so that you can see it. But depending on the size of your print, it's not going to be too helpful. All right, so here you have some grooves, and when you remove this, you can place it like this, and it's going to hold it in place. Now, theoretically, this should work really well. I'm going to flip this around so you can see the problem, though. Right? So I'm going to put this like this, and I'm going to put it in the same position and have it at an angle. The problem is that notice how much space right here gets lost. If you have any kind of printed material here, any figurines or any parts, these materials that are here are most likely going to be impaired or fall into the actual resin. So as they're longer, that becomes a problem for me. So having, doing it like this, I have this kind of falling in, and I have the groove, which is not really practical for me on this side, which let me show you what it looks like. So I have, as you can see, these grooves here kind of take up part of your print area, and that becomes a challenge. I like that it's here because then it kind of drops the resin down, but you still have that problem when you're getting things off. So that's just something that I just wanted to highlight. Now, once you have the resin removed, or the plate, when you want to put the plate back, pretty straightforward. All you do is put the whole thing on top right here, and this kind of locks into place really nicely. It does have venting right here, and we'll see in the back, because you can actually extract it. It doesn't have a built-in air purifier. It does have the venting that you can leverage. Now, on the back of the printer, you do have, this is the area that they do have an adapter that you can plug in like a hose that would allow you to extract it if you want to extract this outdoors. What I would do is, I'll probably 3D print one that I can put here so I can actually have it go into an air purifier myself and not have it to go outside. Chicago's not too practical. We have extreme hot and extreme cold weather. And believe it or not, as the wind comes in, unless you have a blocker, it affects the quality of your prints. I've had with other devices, UV printers, DTF printers, where that cold, hot type experience doesn't really do well. So I like or prefer venting to some type of air purifier. Now, the interface here for this display is really user-friendly, and I like the display here. So it tells you what's installed, what's not installed, tells you all the details here. It basically goes into storage, USB, cloud, and video log. You can go into your settings, and you can see here information about moving the axis up and down. This does come pre-leveled. You don't have to worry about that. And then you can also connect it obviously to the Wi-Fi and to the app. And you have your over-the-air also firmware updates. Now, one of the things I like to see change is the position of the handle. While I like the positioning of the handle right over the actual screen itself, it kind of makes sense. It doesn't when you pull it up, because you'll notice how it pulls from the side. So you'll notice right here, it's pulling this way. Having it in the center distributes the actual weight evenly. So notice the difference. If it was here, like in the center, it would be better. Over here, you can see how I'm pulling over to the side and I get that squeaking, versus if I have it here, the squeaking is still there, but maybe not as pronounced. Now, the printer has some fantastic capabilities, and the detail are pretty spectacular. And I wanted to show you, this is a print that we ran, and there's probably some scratches here, and this is all me removing the actual supports, but wanted to show you what kind of detail you can get out of it. You could probably clean this up a little bit. Could have probably done some adjustments on the supports so that this area right here, you'd notice how on the jawline there's some dimpling. But let's get a little closer so you can see what this is doing. Look at the kind of detail that this printer is capable of. Check that out. And you can see I have still some supports I could possibly remove, but I just wanted to show you where I was with this. And you can see the intricacy of the details that are there. All right? Cleaning up the supports, obviously, would be great. And then that will, again, bring more of that detail out. Let's get right here so you can see this. Look at the lips. The eyes right there. We'll come down here too. You can see the detail here. All right. Priming this, just spray painting this a little bit with some primer would make it look really nice. This is obviously me, right? But look at that. Yep, this is a bust of Nefertiti. Pull out so you can see what that looks like. Look at that. Very nice. Very nice. And like I said, no failures whatsoever. So I've been running this printer, running prints on it. No failure whatsoever. So bottom line, if you're looking for a large scale or large format resin printer, and this is obviously not taking advantage of the entire print area, this is pretty amazing. However, if you're looking to kind of build some content to be able to sell on your Etsy store, or if you're a hobbyist, you're doing miniatures, this is definitely the printer to get.
So guys, that wraps up our review. See you in the next video.